Alright, for this tutorial we will be looking at the horizontal guide, which you were given a handout that looks like this. Front view has an overall length of 7 3/4 with a width of 325 and an overall height of 225. So this is the one we're working on here throughout this demonstration, and with this video, time allotted, we hope to get to this point. One of the new things will be adding fillets, which are a radiused arc, and also creating center lines for the holes. That shows the vertical axis, letting you know from this view that this is a cylindrical cut instead of a rectangular cut. So, start off with some view layout with a rectangle at 7 3/4 with an overall height of 225. I would put about 1.5 inch spacing in between the views, and we have an overall width of 325. From here, it's just a matter of projection for the top view, 45-degree angle. For our orthographic projection, set my length, set my width, that line went a little long. So top, front, and right side view, overall length, width, and height have now been projected. Not working outside of these boxes. Being that this was a rectangle, I am going to explode it because I am going to start moving some of these lines around. To set that base elevation that is 0.75, if I tab, I can change to the overall length of the line. 0.75. Now I can measure in 1/2 inch and back up. Stretch this one short. This line, if you take the 0.75 plus 0.75 plus 2, you will get an overall length of 3.5, which now this can come up over and project it to the right side. On the right side, we want to drag this back 3/4 inch, and we'll project straight down. Project this upper feature, which will eventually get an arc in it. I'm going to project it now, not to the midpoint. And I'm just going to take out some of these projection lines to clean this up. Stretch that one, and that's a projection line. So is this one. And this line does go all the way across. For the arc, I do know that the diameter is 2, so I'm going to start with a center point at a diameter, and I'm going to set a diameter of 2 inches, and this will then project straight up, which this should be 0.75, which mine is. And the bottom of the circle is going to project over. This will be a hidden line in the right side view, which we will change momentarily. Do all those line changes at once. I'll get rid of these lines of projection. I'm going to trim this one out. Bounding body, top half of the circle, trim, select the bounding body and the line that goes across the middle. I have two holes that are in this top view. use the midpoint. Measure in 1.5. That's the center of the one circle, and the distance between centers is 1.5. By using the midpoint, I can eliminate from having to measure that distance. Both of these are in diameter. My circle construction is in diameter, 0.75, and another circle that is 0.75, except that was in diameter. From here, all that's really left is projection. I'm going to demonstrate using the copy tool, because making these hidden lines and center lines to demonstrate or to represent all these holes with the hidden lines can be quite tedious and time consuming. If I make it for one, since all the holes are the same size, I can save myself quite a bit of time. So I've projected. This will be a hidden line. Hidden 2. This will be a center line. I have already loaded the center line type, and that needs to extend out past the object, and I'm going to extend it 1/4 of an inch just to make it consistent. The line type is shown up, long dash, short dash. So instead of doing that process here and here, I'm going to copy this. Right click, copy selection, use a like reference point, and I have projected that circle, that drilled hole, to both the front and the right side view. Another hidden line. And all we should have left is a center line in the top view. So this is a center line type, and it needs to extend past the object. Since we used a 1/4 inch for the other hidden lines, center lines, we'll extend another 1/4 of an inch to keep it consistent. Center marks. This can be found in the Annotate toolbar. Another option is with the dynamic input on. I'm just going to start typing in center mark. Tool appears. Arc, arc, arc. This one, the extension lines continue into the object line, which you can turn off. Just dragging them back to change the extension line length. From here, all we have left are fillets, which we want to round off the intersection between these two, and these two. So you have a fillet option in your modified toolbar. The first thing it is asking you for is how do you want to construct it? Radius. When we use the fillet tool, radius all the time. So I typed in R. Now it's asking me for the radius, and that radius is 0.25. After I input that, I am selecting the two lines that I want to arc together. Now this time it stretched it back. This is a feature of the fillet tool. I don't know why it happens. It will happen again. All I have to do is stretch the straight line to continue it. And since I just used the fillet tool, it's already on radius. It's already 1/4 inch. See, that line went away. just stretch this back across. So overall structure for the horizontal guide: projecting views, hidden lines, and center marks.